Mic on, sir? My bad. Um, Hi everybody. I'm an addict named Jimmy, and I don't know. I'm a little behind schedule, so I'm just gonna wing it. And I don't know. Let's just convene with a moment of silence, followed by the Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today. And I don't know. As far as the format goes, I guess anyone could anyone want to start us off and just share their thoughts on the experience this weekend, and I guess I could share mine briefly, and then welcome anyone else that would like to share theirs. I don't know. I've been coming to this event for about 6 years now, and it always gets me like what it was supposed to. It always does what it said on the instructions. Like so many things in life disappoint. You know, and I put expectations on things, and it doesn't deliver. And year after year, this event has delivered, and this year was no exception for me. A lot of old and new friends were here, and we shared an experience that was powerful, and it was fun. There's certain like annual things that certain people do, and it all you know play guitar and take photographs and dine together, and it's just nice that we have that. We're lucky to have that to just kind of check out of the daily grind and convene in a fucking. I'm sorry, excuse my language. I'm nervous because just am. And I don't know. We did it again. We pulled it off. Thank you. Who's next?
I'm Addict. My name is Robert. Hi, family. Wow. Back to reality. It's over. Uh, Back to the grind of the city. But one thing about this weekend, I got full. I got full. I got enough to last me the next year. Uh, this I've been coming for about 7 years now, and they're all good, but this one exceptional. I mean, the weather was excellent. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the new faces that I met this weekend. Uh, the new people that came up with us this weekend. Thank you for coming. I enjoyed you. The old faces, Shannon, love you. Uh, it's just a great time. When I enter those gates, it just does something to me. I like conventions. I like going to them. But this one really sticks out. I really look forward to this one. I guess it's because of the peace, and the serenity. Looking at that lake. The hugs. Walking to the tree. It just brings back memories that you can never take away. You know, that's one thing that fuels me during the year. I use Camp Mac as my screensaver, and when I get depressed, sometimes I'll look at that screen and I'll see the tree, I'll see the lake, I'll see some of the faces, and that gets me through. But sometimes it's really hard to explain how you really feel about coming up here. To express that. But we know. And like I say, it's been an enjoyable weekend. A lot of new faces, a lot of faces that not here, but celebrate the ones that's here. You know, I'm gonna remember you guys. When I leave here. The faces, the hugs, the dining, the sharing. You know, it's just been a great time, you guys, and I really hate to go, but you got to go. You got to go, but you got those memories. Thanks.
I'm mad I'm an addict. This is my first time at convention, and as soon as I saw the entrance of Camp Alexander Mack, I thought, wow, I can't believe it. I'm finally here. The energy in this place was absolutely electric for me. It just really, really opened up my eyes. I see, for example, Mark. Where are you, Mark? I don't even know where you are. But just to see somebody like that, and as many years as he has clean, it was just like, God, I want that. Denise, 19 years on the straight and narrow. She's got something that I want. She was truly, truly an inspiration to me last night. I actually got to talking to her about some things that each of us are dealing with. And I gave her a suggestion and she gave me a suggestion, and we're both going to go back and we're both going to do our suggestions and see how well it works. And it's just the little things like that that really mean something. Because we can go to meetings and we can suggest things out our asses. But it's whether we do them or not that actually means something. I'm going on 16 days. I'm actually at 16 days clean. Again, after 38 days. And I wanted to come to Camp Mac. I wanted to come to convention so bad that I could taste it. I know I've been saying that a lot, but it's just the acceptance of being here and the tolerance to know that I had to go back out to come this far. I had to take 10 steps back when I took 38 steps forward. And I continue to think about that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to get there again. But I'm going to get to 38 days clean, then 60, then 90, then 6 months, 9 months, a year, 18 months, 2 years, and then 19 years. And I'm not going to do it by myself. I'm going to do it with my network and with you all, my family. For the first time in 29 years, I'm truly feeling love and acceptance for being a crazy, fucked up motherfucker and not being judged for it. Being able to come in here and just dump all of my crap and walk away from it and say, you know what? I don't have to go back to it. I don't have to pick it up. But there are times that I do pick it up because that's just the brunt of our disease. We pick up our problems. And we're like, we're going to deal with them ourselves. We ain't going to let somebody else deal with them. We're going to deal with it ourselves. Because that's what we want to do. But we can't do that. Thanks for letting me share. I'm Matt and I'm still an addict.
I'm an addict named Mark. But right now I feel like Colby. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. 18 years, it's a miracle. You know, and a lot of people that are sitting here right now have been here a good share of those 18. A lot of those people that are sitting in here right now have been here a great part of the 18 years that this has been going on. You know, well, I don't know what to tell you. You know, this isn't North Central's convention. This is ours. You know, it's possible. It's made possible by you people showing up every year. You know, this is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. This is one of the first things in my life that I actually started and finished. But it's not finished yet. It's still a work in progress. You know, and my hope would be that after I'm long gone, that this is still here, and they're still having a reflection meeting every Monday morning on Memorial Day weekend. I love y'all, and I've made some good friends here, and I've lost some friends here. You know, this was a great weekend. The bad part about this weekend is there were some faces that we normally see that weren't here, and you know, I miss those faces. They were part of this. So, you know, all I can tell you is, God willing, we'll all meet here again next year, and hopefully sometime during the year we'll meet somewhere else. I love y'all. That's all I got.
Thanks, Mark.
Be quiet, I don't need no tissue. My name's Nora Normatic, and this has been the best experience that I ever had since I've been here in recovery. I've been to a lot of conventions, but this here can have beat all the convention. You know, I can come here. I came here and just be as I was. You know, when I get ready to go to convention, I'm trying to get clothes and look good and all that. They said come and enjoy yourself. And when I got here, I don't know, I just started crying. You know, I want to thank Robert and Connie and Robert for asking me to go. I've been through a lot of stuff with this month here that just passed. And I thought I wouldn't be able to come here, but God made fit for me to make it. And I'm praying and hope that I make it back next year to come back. You know, I don't miss awesome people here. I don't been more know y'all name, but I just hug and kiss, just hug everybody. This is the most hugging and welcome, warm place I ever been. You know, for real. I don't even want to go back home either. I really don't. All that noise, chaos, fire truck, I don't want to hear all that right now. I really don't. I want to take this quiet, peaceful thing in my mind and take it with me. And when I went to that tree, it was just, wow. I tried to get somebody to tell me about the tree. They said, no, Robert gonna take you to the tree. And when I got there, it just looked like it's just something lifted off my shoulders for real. Like I had this heavy brick thing on my shoulders, and all of a sudden it was just, I felt so light. Shannon, I really enjoyed you and your baby. I really do. I'm glad I got a couple numbers. They think I ain't gonna call, but they don't know I'm the phone lady. I love calling people. You know, 'cause I can remember when I wouldn't even pick up the phone and call nobody but the dope folks. People that's used. But now I can really call people for help. And believe me, I use my phone. It works for me paying my bill. You know, I really do. I use it now for help, not for all of those mess that's going on. You know, I just can't say, Robert, I want to thank you again, and Connie and Robert, all y'all. I don't even know. You know what? I'm going to miss you. Y'all would have you. And the man that was standing up here that was over me, him sat out this morning just talking. He was like, I hope you come back. More you come back, the more you would just, I mean, just this good spirit here. I didn't know them people. It was just awesome here. And I truly hope I make it back next year. I made that one of my goals to try to come back long as God let me breathe. Thanks.
Wow. Not a dry eye in the house. My name is Harold and I'm an addict. That's just a hard act to follow. Boy, oh boy. My first convention was at a place like this. You made me remember that. In Midland, Michigan, 20 years ago, 19 years ago. My wife and I, we made that our first convention, and I didn't know what to expect. And it was outside like this, and we were right by the water, and it was unbelievable. And I had really forgot about it. You know, my wife passed, and I've been going to conventions when I went to hotels and inside, you know. And my sponsor told me about this place. He wouldn't describe it. He just kept saying Camp Mac 2 months ago. Robert, thank you. You made a comment about the box of tissue a few minutes ago, and I realized that this is truly an emotional setting, because you can't get any closer to nature, and it don't get no more spiritual than this, you know. I mean, everybody has been. This is a family affair. This is a family reunion. You know, we're here to share our insides and not our outsides. You know, the dress is casual, the mood is electric, and the spirit is everywhere. If I live, I hope to come back. This is truly exceptional, and like Robert said, this is a life-changing experience. I thought the first one was, and this one is too. It truly is. God love each one of us, and I hope we have the chance to come back next year. Thanks. Right.
Good morning, family. My name is Troy, and I'm a grateful recovering addict. This weekend myself is my first convention. And you know, when I decided I wanted to come to Camp Mac, I was going to bring my whole family, but my fiance had to work and kids were scheduled to be other places. So I said, well, I'm going it alone. But I didn't go it alone. I came with a bunch of great people. And you know, I go to the meetings, and most of the people that are at the meetings that I go to, I know, but this weekend I got to know them a lot better and a lot more personal. My first night here Friday, everybody's telling me, Dawn says, you got to go see the tree, and that's an order. And I'm like, where's this tree at? She says, oh, there's a little path back here. Just follow it all the way back. And it was dark. But I got my flashlight, little bitty pen light. This little bitty pen light right here. And I walked all the way back there. It's this little bitty beam all the way back. I got back there and I seen that silhouette of that tree in the moonlight. Yeah, spiritual. I heard Matt say earlier about letting go of all the garbage. And you know, I leave all my problems here. Electric is not the word for the energy of this place. Explosive. Saturday night at the speaker meeting, the air in that auditorium was loaded with positive energy, 100%. And you know, this is where I want to be for many years to come, is at this convention, because this convention is all about love. Unconditional love. Everywhere I went, people were hugs. Lots of hugs. And Denise's message last night, that spoke volumes, because somebody that can go through that kind of adversity and hold on to their clean time is an inspiration to all of us. That no matter what, if we set our mind to it and we're determined, and we will go to any length to keep our serenity and our clean time and our sanity. Because we'd go to any lengths to get our drugs. And my sponsor told me, if you'll put 1/10 of the energy you used in getting your drugs into getting clean, you ain't got no problem at all. And another first for me this weekend, I was a speaker at one of the workshops, and you know, I was nervous as hell about that. But my sponsor told me, he says, just go from the heart, and I did. And it feels good to be able to share my experience, strength, and hope with people I don't even know. And maybe they'll look at it somewhere down the road and they'll say, well, I remember that. I remember what he went through and what his struggles were, and he's making it. Maybe I can. I'll tell you what, I think I gained about 5.5 pounds, maybe 6 pounds this weekend from that food up there. But you know, I brought a bag of snacks, and I think I opened the bag of Bugles on Friday night, and I haven't touched anything since. So next year I know better. But yeah, this weekend has been awesome. It's been an experience beyond any I've had in my recovery. And I look forward to many, many years more here at Camp Mac, and seeing every single one of you guys, hopefully, God willing, here next year and the year after that and the year after that. Grateful to be clean today. I couldn't do it without you guys, without NA, without the support of all the people that I've come to know and love and call friends. So, that I have a good, safe trip home, everybody, and see you next year.
Yeah. I'm acting Chuck. Hey, Chuck. I was reflecting with Robert some of the stuff that happened years back at this place. Maybe I shouldn't tell about the ducks. You remember the two ducks? But I remember the first time I came down here. You know that big sign down at on 15 that says Camp Mac Conference Center? That wasn't there. And we come tearing down, and I finally found the road to come down here. Then he had another NA sign that says go around the lake, but if you don't, you can come straight down and come in the other way. Well, I missed that sign, so I come down, and the sign says Camp Mac Road. And there was a big pig farm there. And my wife says, well, at the end of the road is a big pig farm. So remember, because that was always the theme of this thing when we had ended at the end of the road. Oh God, that woman. Anyway, back at the tree, I didn't go back there the last couple of years. The first time I went back there, I wasn't too impressed. It was only about so tall. But I've been accused that I planted the damn thing, but I did. Is that wire still back there, come out of that one tree, like a tower? Or did they take that down, because we almost killed ourselves on it one year? Some idiot from Chicago brought a pulley, and there was a wire. And we climbed up this little tower. It was right back by the tree.
The tower's up there.
Is the tower still, but is the wire still coming down?
No.
Well, anyway, somebody from Chicago brought a pulley. Woo-wee down. So this one dude, he tall like you, right? And there's all these little scrubby trees coming down there, and he's coming down there, and of course yeah, about your size, and he's coming down there, and he was almost castrated when a tree hit him. Maybe that's why they took the wire down. But I tell you what, the attraction is this place. Remember one year we had a couple of speakers from New York. Remember that, Mike? And those guys came back the next year on their own. So that's the drawing card of this thing. So that's what reflections of some of the conventions here. But this has been a good time, and it's traditional. It always rains one of the days, right?
Yep.
Out of the last 18 years, I think maybe 1 year it didn't rain, and that wasn't right. I know deep down in my heart it wasn't right. If it doesn't rain one day at Camac, something screwed up. Thanks.
I'm Colby. I'm an app.
Hey, Colby.
This has been great. Every year it's the same, but it's got its own different flavor. Depending on what you throw into the pot. And the whole Camp Colby down there. Really, by Monday it turns into like a shanty town, but. That has its own flavor too, and its own set of joys, and this year has been really special. And if you don't, if you help put this thing on and are part of it and work on it all year, and you guys who are part of the convention committee, you know who I'm talking about. We think about you, and you need to know that that we are so grateful for the work that you do. We know this doesn't happen by magic. We know this takes a lot of willingness. We know that working together with people can be difficult, but that it brings a lot of rewards. And you need to know that we are grateful that you continue to make the effort and do the work so that we can come here. I was feeling in a funk this morning, really in a funk all weekend, but that isn't fair to myself or you either, because you know how we are, depending on what time of day it is, I'm pretty good, or I'm ready to leave, and everyone I meet along the path and at meals has something to offer, and it takes a lot of prayer to get with that. And even this morning, it rained on our camp, but we all stuck it out and worked together and got it cleaned up. And I forget that I should be so lucky to be able to get rained on while I'm picking up garbage. I should be so lucky to watch the same people come in and out of here and leave when it's time to clean up and it starts raining, and they leave like they do every year, and we stick around and clean up their cigarette butts and do whatever it takes. And I should be so lucky that I get to do that I get to come here. I get to come here and deal and forge these relationships and dump my shit and take walks in the woods with you. And I get to practice principles with you. I get to learn from you. Because I don't want to, man. As special as this place is, I want to come, I want to hide. Because I got that pain in me that I don't want you to know about. And it's hard for me to exchange that love with you. But we keep trying, man. We keep trying. And there's special people here that I see only here, man. I see you here every year, and I need you here, man. I look forward to seeing you, and the memories I have of you here are special and will never go away. And it's important, man. And you got to know that. Every person who comes here, I see them, and you know, God help you, because I don't remember your name, all right? I don't remember your name. You know, you're the same person you always were. You know, you weigh 5 pounds more than you did last year, just like me. It's all right. It's all right. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here, and this is good. I'm full of joy and gratitude, and it's because of you. Thank you.
Good morning, family. My name's Debbie. I'm an addict. It's so good to be back here. I needed to work on a couple of things this weekend, and one of them was my husband. Oh my God. I was so happy to pull into camp this year. We just had got back from Georgia, and our youngest daughter, moved out of the state, so we got to go down and see her. And we were only home for like a day and a half before we got here. And I've been sick all weekend, and that's okay because I was able to get the rest that I needed, you know, and take care of myself. And, you know, I listened to Colby, and I listened to people, you know, and I watched my friend get up on a stage and face a fear. And I told him when he was done, he just climbed Mount Everest. And last year I didn't really get near a workshop. I just sat. I didn't get near a microphone or a podium or anything. And when I got here this year, I knew that I couldn't hide anymore, you know. And once in a while, you know, and I've heard it shared this week, and my self-esteem, my self-confidence takes a crap. You know, and when that kicks in, I shut down, and I sit like a shrinking violet, you know. But I'm able to work through that here. Because I don't think I've ever shook when I've gotten up here or done a workshop, you know. And, you know, as your higher power works, I have to leave. When I get back to Michigan, I have 2 open talks to do. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to get up here, you know, and look at everybody and go, I'm a recovering addict. Self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth comes back occasionally, because I'll go along so well that I forget, you know, that I'm prone to getting sick. And when it happens, I go through a whole lot of changes because I don't like it. and I have to face my fear. And I watched a bunch of people do that this year, and it was able to help me get up here, and share. This is who I am. I was able to sit around Camp Colby and get picked on by my brothers. And the minute they started, I'm like, wow, I'm loved. I was able to hang with a bunch of my sisters and do a lot of sharing, And that's what happens when you stay out of the way and you get out of the way, all of a sudden it starts coming, and so much stuff is revealed. And a lot of stuff was revealed to me this weekend, and I needed it, because it got to the point where I thought once in my head before we left, it's like, I want to stay home. I just want to stay home, and I struggle with that. And this program has taught me to put one foot in front of the other and just do it. Face your fears. You don't want to go somewhere, go, And I did that, and I got up here and I can go home and I can do my service work and I can speak from the heart, because I can't always sound good. I have to be honest. Like, oh, everything's going okay. Well, it's everything's a little shaky right now, and that's okay. That's okay. So instead of like focusing on what I need to do, I'm gonna go deal with Mark when we get home, and but that's what we do, and I was thinking last night about 2 this morning when I woke up, or 3, and I had people pillaging through our shaving kit looking for Benadryl because they had an allergic reaction. I was just laughing because when I was like almost asleep, I'm like, I think there's people in here. Oh my God, they're dope fiends. They're looking for dope. Oh my God, I got up and, it was my good friends looking for, some Benadryl that I told them that I had, and they could use it so they could feel better. We ended up hanging outside till 4 o'clock this morning. But that's what we do. That's what we do here. And, last year when I was doing a lot of reflecting this weekend, I remember my husband was off his square a little bit, but he still got up there and he still did his workshops and he still spoke, and I thought, if he can do it, I can do it. If Colby can do it, I can do it. If everybody that comes up here can do it, I can do it, So y'all give me strength. Y'all give me strength, because that's some of the we of this program, And I love you guys, and I'm going to miss you guys, and hope to see you again next year.
Thanks to Mike. I'm named Mike. Okay. A lot of people that in my family didn't understand that I needed to be here this weekend. They said, "What? You got 18 years clean." I said, "It's important. I need to be here." So they tried to call my cell phone, but it's dead, so I can't call it. They call, but I can't. So it's fine. When I get home, I'm gonna catch y'all, but I don't care. I get over it. It's like you'll deal with it, no problem. I know that this weekend I've seen some stuff that probably shown me before, but hopefully I can pick it up this weekend, and hopefully I can get through it and everything, and wow. This is always a don't understand. People don't. My mom and my dad don't understand that. This is I need to come. It's just they don't understand it, so it's too bad. They'll get over it. What can I change? But I can change my attitude about where I'm going and all kinds of stuff, and it's gotta be my. I know that's gotta be my choice. It's gotta come from inside me. So wow. I don't know what to say now. Okay, how about this? Thank you very much.
I'm Attic. Hey, y'all. Grateful to be here. I just want to share something out of this book. Now, I want to say one thing. This book right here, this book came to me the first time I came to Camp Mac in 2002. And I keep this book because, and it's like falling apart on the edges and stuff, you know. And it's kind of, you know, it's got some people signed it, you know, in 2002. And I need to pass it around because I want you guys to sign it. Just find a spot anywhere. There's a blank paper right here. And just put your name or whatever you want to write on there. That'd be great. I read the meditation today. And you got the meditation over there. Why don't you read that? Read that real quick. Because I think we need to hear that. Yeah, I think we need to hear this to take it back with us. Because I read it tonight. I read it this morning. And I said, man. I said, this is what I need to hear to go back with. You know. And it says, keep it simple. May 31st. We live a day at a time, but also from a moment to moment. When we stop living in the here and now, our problems become magnified unreasonably. Basic text, page 96. Life often seems too complicated to understand, especially for those who have dodged it for so long. When we stopped using drugs, many of us came face to face with the world that was confusing, even terrifying. Looking at life and all its details all at once may be overwhelming. We think that maybe we can't handle life after all, and that it's useless to try. These thoughts feed themselves, and pretty soon we're paralyzed by the imagined complexity of life. Happily, we don't have to fix everything at once. Solving a single problem seems possible, so we take them one at a time. We take care of each moment as it comes, and then take care of the next moment as it comes. We learn to stay clean just for today, and we approach our problems the same way. When we live life in each moment, it's not such a terrifying prospect. One breath at a time, we can stay clean and learn to live. Just for today, I will keep it simple by living in this moment only. Today, I will tackle only today's problems. I will leave tomorrow's problems to tomorrow. And I read that this morning, and I was like, man. I said to myself, man, I got problems, you know, but I don't need to be overwhelmed with them. You know, all I have to do is stay in that day. Deal with what day that comes, what that comes in that day, and then go to sleep, and then if God willing, wake up and do it again, you know. And I don't know, it's just kind of like a awakening type thing that happened this morning, you know. I was like, wow. You know, sometimes you read stuff in the literature and it's like profound to you. You know, and that's what happened. It was profound to me this morning. And then I turned to page 96 in the book, and you know, I have to be honest, because this is an honest program. I don't do this all the time. But for some reason, I felt compelled to do it this morning. It was raining. I felt like going to sleep. But for some reason, I couldn't go to sleep. This is why. Because I was supposed to stay up and read this, you know. And not only for me, because we share our experience, strength, and hope for each other, because we help each other without parallel. You know, and so I just felt like that I should read this so that we all could hear it, you know, and take it back with us. And that's why I felt like I should read it. I'm going to get to my experience in 1 second. I'm not going to hold you hostage, but I just wanted to say one thing about this. It says in here on 96, ongoing recovery is dependent on our relationship with a loving God who cares for us and will do for us what we find impossible to do for ourselves. You know? And I lost focus of that. Before I came here, I lost focus of that. And when I got here, I got lost first. First I got lost and I couldn't find the place, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been here before, you know, but I rode up here with people, so I didn't have my vehicle last time. So I'm driving up here, I see the lake, I'm like, this is the lake, it's the lake, I know I'm getting close, but I made a wrong turn, and I was going, and I asked a couple people, asked this guy in the house, I'm like, you know where Camp Mac is? And he's like, yeah, go here, turn to the left, do that, and I'm like, okay. And before that, I had to stop at a store, and I'm like, do you know where this way? And they're like, yeah, just go this way. Went the wrong way, went over railroad tracks, supposed to go down. There was another pair of railroad tracks, supposed to go down those, but I went down the wrong one, so I came in from the back way, right? And I got here, and I was mad when I was driving down the street. I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going back home. I can't find it. No, something told me just keep going, which was God, and so I got here and I pulled in and I was like, the sense of relief, came over me like, man, let me just leave that life stuff over here for a minute. I'm gonna deal with my weekend, and anyways, I come to the realization that my higher power, he's still working in my life, but I felt kind of disconnected from him, the last couple weeks. And I felt myself kind of going the other way. And I wasn't comfortable with that. I wasn't, And so I ended up, coming here and I was just enjoying it, and I felt the peace and serenity again, and I was like, man, thank you God, for giving me that, and it was still there, but I can go back now to life, and I can remember that I can be at peace at any time. Anytime where I'm at, I can be at peace. I didn't take no pictures, but mentally in my head, I got it. I see it. I see the lake. I see the trees. I see it all. And so I have to put myself back into that frame. Like if something's going on in my life or whatever, and it's chaotic. Okay, let me just sit down and reflect on Camp Mac for a minute. And it's like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Because it's gonna help and it's gonna keep me on the straight and narrow, and it's gonna help me to stay in my peace, even though there's chaos all around me. I had a real good time with my sponsor and my sponsor's sister, man. Man, it was so much fun, dude. We went to the lake and we was all laughing and playing and splashing and everything. I was like, man. And then my sponsor says, yeah, you don't have to be high to have fun, do you? I said, no, you don't, And my sponsor's sister's like, no, you don't. And so it was a real good time, and I had a moment of sickness. Thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital because my stomach was hurting so bad. And my girl over here, Shannon, was willing to take me. We ended up going to Walmart, and that was the cure, So, but man, I mean, it's like I was feeling kind of disconnected, but I just felt the connection again. So I'm grateful for Camp Mac. I always have been. I missed the last couple years. But man, there's no possible way I can miss next year. Man, if God willing, I'll be here, That's all I got. Love y'all.
That's right. I'm an addict named Kelly. Man, gratitude speaks volumes in this place. The atmosphere, is always as it should be when I get here. I haven't been here in 2 years, and I think I've been here I'm coming up on 11 years. I've been here, about 4 or 5 times, and every time I come, I have different experiences. The people that I bring, the kids that I bring, sponsees, people that I meet. This time I rode up here with some members, and I normally drive, right? Because I got control issues. Because when I'm ready to do something, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go.
Right.
So I rode up here with some members, and they had never been in an environment like this. And people from Chicago are pretty high strung. And this brother is a car salesman, right? And he got out here, he was like, I can't handle this. And I understand. This is very, very laid back. Some stuff isn't for everybody in the beginning. This works for me. For the last 2 years, I started a new position on my job, and it's real stressful. Because it's 2 penitentiary and addicts. So it's like, oh my gosh. And at this time of the year, coming into the 6th month, this is right on time. you know, to carry me through, to do some more step work, to be of maximum service. I wrote a paper about Camp Alexander Mack, and it held their attention, right? And they were like, "Can we go with you?" And I was like, "Oh." But I didn't break my anonymity. But they were like, "Man, that sounds so," because I was very descriptive about my little sanctuary outside of my home. Because this isn't just a place that you can come. I do this stuff at home. I make my home like this. A waterfall, you know, flowers, pretty flowers. This isn't just something that I come here, but the smell, the pine, you know, as soon as I hit the gate, it's like, woo, all the urban life just drops clean off me. I'm like, yes. You know, I'm back to what my natural state is called, spiritual in nature. You know, this is very useful for me. Because I was sharing last night how it's like the disease pull you this way, pull you that way, people pull you this way, things pull you, life on life terms. You know, even though this is a relaxed environment, we still live and enjoying life without the use of drugs. Doing relatively nothing. Nothing. Not for real. You know, so the people that I came with, they left me. I said, go ahead, I'll get a ride. I know some people, you know, they can drop me off here and I can connect with some people there and get to where I'm going, because I have faith today that no matter where I go, I'm always at home. Because I know addicts everywhere. My sponsor lives in Maryville. I have sponsee sisters in Gary. And the whole thing, there's people here that live in Hammond and Crown Point. It's like, I know people there too. Hey, pick me up. We make a connecting flight, you know. Get me there. Yeah. No problem. You know, one thing is for sure and two things is for certain. This place has a lot of history, and not just for us as members of Narcotics Anonymous. It has a lot of history for others that come here as well. You know, they bring a spirit to this place as well. That the gentleman that's the chef, he's new. And I was reading about him, and I was like, yeah, he landed on pretty thick this year, isn't he? It's like he's landed on pretty thick, you know. But you know, we like that. Food don't like us, but I like food. Yeah. You know, it doesn't like us, but I like food. You know, if this is your first time here, continue in your recovery, because this is all part of continuing to stay committed to your emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. I'm an addict named Kelly, and I keep coming back. Yeah.
I'm an addict named Norman.
Hey, Norman.
First of all, this is my first time at Camp Mack. I would have came last year, but I had some problems. I was on probation and parole, and my sponsor had told me about it. But he said, just, you know, you just keep on doing what you're doing, working them steps, you'll be able to go. So this time, I'm off probation and parole. Next month on 26th, I have 18 months clean.
All right.
And when I asked him about it, he said it's just an experience. It's something you need to come for yourself. Because basically, I guess words can't define or fully describe what a person may experience. And on my way up here, when we was coming, I said, we almost there. And my grand sponsor, Robert B, said, we almost here. And I noticed when we turned, we came across the tracks, and as we turned, when we came, it's like a little road and trees that's on the side, and they kind of go over, and it's like it's a tunnel. Right then, it's like this peace, this settledness, you know. And then right there, I began to feel this love. I began to feel this special presence that I won't even try to define. And it's like, once I went through that and came out, it was like, this is what it is. I know what it is. And if a person was to ask me to kind of define it, I probably wouldn't even try to define it. I would probably tell them, you need to come and you need to experience it for yourself. But if I had to define it, I couldn't. It'd be one word. It'd be two consonants and vowel. W-O-W, wow. That's basically what I can say about it. The people here has been lovely. The hugs, just walking wherever you go. It's like you when you wake up, it's like, oh yeah, I'm still here. You look out, you see the lake. When you walk to eat, whatever you go to do, you go to the road, you go to swim, you go to fish. It's just the love that's here. It's encouraging. And then when I think that we all have something in common, we are recovering addicts. And who would have thought that an addict like me could first of all ever abstain from the use of drugs this long and then begin to truly live life, understand life, and appreciate life. My name is Norman. Thanks for letting me share.
Hey family, I'm an addict called Dave. It's my second year at Camp Mac. So good to be here. It's really funny because the first year that I was coming out here, you guys invited me. Not only did you invite me, but you were very persistent that I needed to be here. And I arrived really late, and I sat in this meeting last year and made a decision that this year I was going to come and I'd be here the whole time. I was lucky enough to be one of the first to get here and part of the last to leave, It almost didn't happen, but luckily I got some really good friends and some beautiful people that helped me out, Kobe, you were saying about the mixing pot, man, and it's like I sit in meetings with these people all the time, do NA all over the place, but it's the combination of Camp Alexander Mac with NA, with the people that mean so much to me, that makes this so special, It's 4 days a year out of my life. 4 days a year, I can't come here in like August and like get this, It's 4 days that like I'm gonna make this commitment to myself that these 4 days are like for me and my recovery, because I've never felt this anywhere else in all the other conventions of all the other cities and the places. It's here, and I don't know why, and I don't care why. It's just here, and it's great, and I'm so glad that I'm here to be a part of it. When I left here, I started counting days, literally counting the days until we would be back. Kind of got some jokes about that and laughs, and then I got here and it was like people were talking about that in a positive way, and I was thinking, just sitting here 362 days from now I'm going to be in my car headed back. We spent Friday and Saturday night up on the little lookout tower, and it just blows me away of the things that used to have to be in my life for me to have fun, for it to be a good Friday night. There had to be all this money and excitement and people, and Friday and Saturday night I sat there looking at stars with friends. And I was like perfectly content. I was having the time of my life. I'm so grateful for everything that Narcotics Anonymous has given me. It's a life that I never knew possible. I'm so grateful for the beautiful people that God's put in my life, because with all the growth and all the change and all the things that have gone on, I still need people to help me. And I'm so grateful that every time I've ever asked, they've always been there. I love each and every one of you, and I can't wait to see you next year.
All right.
My name is Neil and I'm an addict. Yeah. You know, I was sitting over here and I was thinking, I had some thoughts that I didn't like Indiana because of the basketball team. I always beat my Buckeyes, you know. But then I remember a song I used to love though. I'm going back to Indiana, you know. So, you know, that's right. You know, so, and I remember last year my first convention was in Indiana, Fort Wayne. You know, my first retreat now is in Indiana. You know, so now I'm starting to have some love for Indiana. Yeah. But this is like I said, this is my first time here at Camp Alexander Mack, the Big Mac. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. You know. But I want to thank each and every one of y'all, the committee, the chefs, the lawn people that takes care of the lawn, you know, and whoever the CG and these people got, they got the lights on for us, y'all, you know. And I want to thank them, you know. I want to thank my higher power for making a way for me to allow me to be here today, because I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to have been in Lima, Ohio at another convention, another Narcotics Anonymous convention. But he seen fit that I wasn't supposed to go there. And I was depressed before, a few days before I got here. Actually, the day before I left to come here. And a good friend of mine, Mr. Ricky, I thank you, my brother, for inviting me. You know, you told me, you ain't got to come now, but, you know, I'm encouraging you too, and I want to thank you, you know, because all night long, Thursday night, I kept saying, you ain't got to come, but, you know, it'll be encouraging if you do. And it's been a wonderful experience, y'all. You know, I got a chance to show my love. I got a chance to receive love. And any place you see me, you'll get a hug from me. You will get that hug, y'all. And it's just amazing that when I got here, my phone wasn't working. You know, it wasn't working. There was I had no reception. You know, we walked over to the tree, started getting bit up, you know. Pop, 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 pop. And they was guarding their territory. Like they was guarding that tree. And as soon as we got to the tree, I took some pictures of it. I looked at my phone, I got reception. And I ain't had a problem since I've been here with reception on my phone, you know. But going to the tree, it was amazing, you know, and take a picture of it that I can share with other people, you know. Oh man, it's just I feel like the tree sometimes I can just stretch my arms out too, you know, and just hold them out there and receive the hugs, the love, you know, and the wisdom from each and every one of y'all. Because without y'all, there'd be no me, y'all. Thank y'all.
Morning, everybody. I'm an addict. My name's Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I want to thank my dad, Chuck, the Academy. You know, we found this place a few years ago, and there really is. There's an energy here. And if you've been searching for something, you just might find it here. Because we learn how to stay in the moment coming to places like this. Sometimes the moment sucks. There's too damn many mosquitoes or it's raining, but you know what? I didn't have to get high over that. I didn't have to get high over that. When I first started coming here, I had straight hair, man. I started drinking Mike's Basement coffee, man. But you know, it does say the name of this thing. We grow with love. I got to shout out like Kobe does. You know, you guys, man, you just keep putting this thing on, and really, all we got to do is show up. Show up. That's all we got to do. And I show up here every year. I don't even think twice about it. I do a little thing with the little income tax refund. As soon as that thing comes, man, I cut the check, and then I ain't got to worry about it. I didn't come to Narcotics Anonymous looking to hang out Memorial Day weekend at a place like this. I came here because my desperation was so, you know, if you're here, you know, I ain't got to tell you. You know. But I was thinking about, you know, in reflections, I mean, I was thinking about some of the faces that have passed through my life as a result of Camp Mac. And one of the last things I did when I left here last year, I was driving out, and I seen Paul over on the porch, man. And you know, I'm already in my head, and I'm thinking about all these miles I gotta drive, and I'm like, man, I really don't want to. I don't want to give no more. But I got out of the car, and I went over, and I hugged him, and I said, I love you, man, and we'll see you again. And he was dead 3 days later. I ain't trying to bring the thing down. I'm just telling you what's in my head, you know. I love him, man. And Jonathan, I was thinking about Jonathan. I was, you know, believe it or not, I was kind of homophobic when I first started coming here. And Jonathan kind of taught me that I don't have to be. And when I bought them damn purple Crocs, man, last year, man, he rolls up on me, he goes, Mark, those are truly the gayest shoes I've ever seen. And I was really looking forward to seeing them this year, and I wasn't wearing them, man, but I was going to tell them I still got them. They don't fit in the saddlebags, man. So, you know, I got love for Jonathan, man. I hope he's okay, and, you know, he's in my thoughts, man. I ain't as homophobic anymore. I don't know. This is a place... This is a place that does. It stays in my heart throughout the year, you know. Like you were saying, you know, the chaos gets going, man, and I can think about the calm. See, I learned about the calm here. And it don't stay there all the time. I practice that, you know. It's a practice. You know, I can be pretty calm right now, and by the time I hit Highway 6, I want to kill me a whole bunch of sons of bitches, you know. But that's the nature of my disease too, you know. So when my spirit gets calm, you know, things roll pretty well. So I don't know, you know. I'm glad the rain's gone. It didn't matter if the rain was here. I was gonna ride in the shit anyways. But it's just gonna be a whole lot better to ride home in the sun. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next year. You know? Hey, man. Robert. Love you too, man. My name is Robert Addick.
Hey, Robert.
I'm glad to be here. Move them out the way. I'm a big boy now. All I really want to say is that we have reflections. So my first time coming up here, I came by myself, and I was welcomed. Someone asked me, I think Connie and somebody asked me, did I have a problem finding it? I can't even remember. But I got here. But when I seen that little board up there, that seen that arrows pointing and say it ain't on it, I really got happy. You know what I'm saying? I knew I wasn't far in. But every year, someone mentioned a while ago about you bring people up here with you. They have their experiences, and some may come back, some may want to come back, and due to the nature of the disease, some of us won't get back. And that's the gift part, you know. Coming to Camp Mac for me gave me a reason to have a lot of gratitude for a year, because it gives me a reason to live. This place gives me a reason to live from 1 year to the next. Even if I don't make it, you know what I'm saying? I have a place to know I can decide to come to, you know, and we were down by the tree, and I was just having reflections on the people. That's a Kodak moment down there. You know, when you go down there, you get that picture of that tree, and it's probably something nobody had never experienced, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a tree that don't look like any other tree. And I was thinking, I kind of reversed things around, and I got to thinking when I was here this year that all these wonderful landmarks has been here all year waiting on us to get back to appreciate them, you know, like the trees. It's something about the wood in here, you know what I'm saying, the way the place was built. Somebody mentioned the smell, you know what I mean. There's so many things that from one year to the next, and I don't know, man, my year was crazy before I got here. You know, I had totaled my truck, my hand got broken there, and that's happened back in March. And I was just ready to kind of like give up, because I had never experienced not having to use both hands at one time, you know, and couldn't tie my shoes, and, you know, couldn't do nothing for myself hardly with one hand. And my friends and people that you grow with learn to love, and they love you, help you, you know, and they help me. They help support me through that. My sponsees, my sponsor, my friends, Connie. I don't feel right unless I'm trying to control somebody. Just for a little while. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about only having an experience like this. Come on, you got to try this. I don't tell them they need to do this. I just say you ought to try this. And so far, I've been pretty successful getting 1 or 2 people, 3 or 4 people to come with me. You know, and I'm happy about that. Because no matter what life takes us on this journey, you will never forget this moment. You know, this weekend, this time. And I can say this too and mean it, that I don't take age lightly today. I respect age today, because I know we're not getting younger, we're getting older. You know what I'm saying? And so I look for places like this to give me life. You know, I go back home, and somebody just mentioned, Mark, I think mentioned, you know what I'm saying? I go back home with the hustle and the bustle in the streets of Detroit, and it's wild, man. It's wild. You got to protect yourself. You got to look over yourself. And when I come here, you know, I just bought a new telephone, and I have to remember I got it, because I don't look to talk. You know, I got a daughter at home. Of course, I have to call her from time to time. But I really, man, I'm disconnected from the city when I get up here. So I'm growing with love. Every time I come up here, man, I experience studying somebody and just watching the remarkable behavior. You know, because people's behavior change when they come through those gates. They just do. They change for love, you know. I got a chance to build a damn fire down there today, this weekend. Me and Chuck and Connie got the fire started. Then my sponsor, he been trying to outdo me. I noticed that since we've been here. He come to my room, told me, say, I got the fire started. I got the fire started by myself. I said, I'm happy for you, man. You know. I was happy for him, because I really enjoy. That makes me buoyant. That just makes me appreciate that it was worth the effort of asking him to come up here and to see how excited. Me and my sponsor been sitting back just watching how excited. And then my sponsor, he been telling me over here how I've been moving around. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me share this with y'all. You know, I get energy when I come up here. I try to prepare myself to have energy. It's just been a good weekend. It really has. It's really been a good weekend. I got this to take back again. I'm grateful for life. Let me say that. For love, I'm grateful for life. You know, because I always say this. Due to the nature of this disease, we might not see each other. You know, and I have to respect that. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's truly a fact. So we do what we can to combat this disease and fight back as hard as we can to keep from dying from the disease. And sponsor, I need to tell you again, I love you, man. You know, damn, I be saying to myself sometimes, my sponsor look like he getting younger, man. I don't know. And you know what I'm saying? I know we getting older, but he, you know, he never amazes me, man. Chuck, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know. And, you know, it's really good to know you have a sponsor, man, that's willing to participate in your life with you. You know, that mean a hell of a lot to me. A hell of a lot to me. And so I'm grateful for my sponsees. And Chuck just told me I need to have 6 when I get back. Try to get 6 of them. So I'm gonna work on that, Chuck. Chuck say we need to have 6 sponsees, so when your ass die, you got 6 to carry your ass to the grave.
I'm Kendra. I'm an addict. Very nervous. We found the place with GPS, and my sister loaned it to me. She's not afraid I'm gonna hack it, so I'm grateful for that. This is my 2nd year here. Just the spiritual awakenings, they just come at you like, bah, 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 when I'm here. And because I was here last year, and I wanted to make sure that I came this year. I was telling everyone about it. I'm like, I gotta go. So I'm just really grateful that I got to come this year. Grateful that I have 706 days clean. I'm off probation. My felony's gone. And so everything's good. Grateful for everyone here, all your hugs, all your love. I just hope I really get to come back every year. Thanks a lot.
Hey everybody, I'm Rob. I'm an addict. Hey Rob. Grateful to be here. I continue to tell myself throughout my grieving process over the last year that it shouldn't be shared, because like grieving's supposed to be sad and death's supposed to be sad, but the fact of the matter is, if I don't share this, then then somebody can't get hope out of the deal. And I figured I'd just tell it like it is. Last year we leave here, and then we get this news that one of our buddies passed away. And he was a very close buddy, and he used to come up here with us. And this is just kind of like an uplifting story, really, because this tells how special this place is. Somewhere along his process, he made it very clear to his mother that if anything were to happen, that he wants his ashes spread here. And if that doesn't show you how much this place touches people, I don't know what does, man. So we were actually able to get out here. I've been actually able to get out here, twice in a year now, but and we were able to, get his family out here and get that done, and it's we're able to come back, this weekend and reflect a little bit on that, and pay a little tribute, and how grateful am I now to be able to come here every year and know that he's here, man, because this is the most special place in the world to me, and I say that sincerely from the bottom of my heart. During this weekend, there's nothing like it. I was told before I came here that once I come, I will never not come, just like once I know, I will never not know. There's just something about it, man, and it's already been shared, because I always feel I'm different and alone and unique, but you guys share the same stuff. This place does something to me, just like it does something to you, just like you shared, man, and it's beautiful. The energy, the unity. Even when I'm sopping wet cleaning up my tent this morning, I had to stop for a moment and say,